The Lexus Halftime Report, brought to you by Lexus, maker of the faster and roomier 1995 LS 400. From our New York studios, your host, Brent Musburger.
Oh, the under looks good tonight. When was the last scoreless tie in the history of this league? Anyway, by the way, this is a tough, short week for the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers. The Cowboys are going to be without Troy Aikman on Thursday. Yesterday against Washington, Ken Harvey of the Skins collapses into his left knee, and he is forced out. A short time ago, I asked him, will he undergo surgery, and how many games will he miss for Dallas?
Well, it will not require surgery, fortunately, and it's a second-degree sprain. Fortunately, nothing was torn. Surgery will not be required, and so right now they're estimating 3 to 4 weeks. I think that might be a little bit on the conservative side, and I'll miss this Thursday and then see how it goes next week, but I feel that I'll be back much sooner than that.
Now, it was very tough on the quarterback position for the Cowboys. You also lost Rodney Peete. How serious is that injury?
Well, not as serious as what they'd originally anticipated. They thought that he might have torn some tendons in his thumb, and if that had happened, it would have required surgery, and then he would have missed the remainder of the season. He did not tear any tendons, and so right now he's taking today off. He's going to see tomorrow if he's going to be able to throw a football. Probably, in all likelihood, he'll be unable to play this Thursday, and then again, he'll be taking it day-to-day next week as well.
Troy, Jason Garrett now steps in. He's a bright young man, played quarterback at Princeton, but he hasn't had much experience. How tough is it going to be for him Thursday against Green Bay?
I anticipate him coming in and doing a fantastic job for us. We will probably pull back a little bit with our game plan, but not as much as probably what a lot of people think that we will. And this team's got a lot of confidence in Jason, and I'm glad to see that he's finally getting the opportunity that he deserves. He's gotten some chances in preseason games over the last 2 years. He's done a fantastic job of rallying the team, and so I think he goes in with the confidence of the teammates and guys knowing that he's going to be able to get the job done.
Well, we welcome Peter King of Sports Illustrated, but right now the Cowboys need a backup for Jason on Thursday.
That's right, Brent. Their quarterback of choice is Mike Pagel, the former NFL veteran. But the problem with Pagel is he had a major knee injury 3 months ago in an arena game, and unless he performs well in an on-field trial tomorrow for the Cowboys at 8 o'clock in the morning, he won't be signed. They'll sign Tom Hodson. Now, Pagel told me tonight that he will definitely pass this test tomorrow.
One bit of good news for Jason. Reggie White can't play because of that injured elbow.
Mike Holmgren told me tonight, you know, the NFL's a battle of attrition. He's absolutely right. This may be the first game in Reggie White's 10-year career in the NFL that he's going to miss. He's got a torn elbow ligament, probably out for 2 weeks.
You and I have talked about Desmond Howard, the Heisman Trophy winner from Michigan, now with Washington. He put up some numbers yesterday.
They'll be the last numbers he puts up in a big way for the Redskins, Brent. They're going to dump him after the season. His 3-year career with the Redskins will be over.
Hey, the Shy Bears need a possession receiver, maybe. Steve Walsh, what a job he's done. 6-0 as a starter, and I said to him a short time ago, Steve, you were the backup when you signed. Did you know you were going to get a shot with the Bears?
Well, no question. I mean, that's why I signed with the Bears, is that I knew as a number 2 guy, and they made that very clear that I was going to be the backup coming into the season. But I also realized that, you know, the majority of the quarterbacks don't play the entire season, so I knew I'd have an opportunity. I didn't expect to get this many starts and have this success over the long period of the season, but I knew I'd have my opportunity, and then it was just a matter of what I did with it.
Now, right now, Dan Reeves and the Giants are going over a little clock management inside the locker room. But last night, Al Michaels had a chance to talk with Dan about his future, and we're going to be coming back with that interview when we continue in just a moment.
This game is tough, you know, when you're winning. It's a miserable situation when you lose.
Were you as surprised as we were when Bill McCartney stepped out as coach at Colorado? Well, some of us got to thinking, wait a minute, Dan Reeves was out there. Suppose he wants to go back to the Rocky Mountains. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Last night, Al Michaels sat down and talked with the Giant coach about his future.
Dan, is there any chance that of your own choosing, you will not coach the Giants next year?
No, there would have to be circumstances that I know would be different than what I know right now for me to not coach the Giants. And you know, I fully intend to honor my contract. You know, I came to the New York Giants knowing what the circumstances were, knowing that we were going to have a rebuilding situation there. We had a lot of success the first year, and people expect that to continue. And we've struggled this year, but you know, I certainly plan on being back.
What does a 7-game losing streak do to a coach on a personal level? What about your eating habits, sleeping habits, are they the same?
Well, I think the older you get, the tougher it gets. I really thought that the older I got, I might be able to handle adversity a little bit better. But it does, it eats at you, it really does. It's very difficult to sleep. It's, it's just not fun. This game is tough, when you're winning. It's a miserable situation when you're losing.
At a time like this, do you ever think about retiring, doing something else?
Oh, I think I've always said that when this game ceases to be fun, that's when you got to call it quits, because I think your responsibility, particularly from a coaching standpoint, is to your players, your organization, your owners. And if you don't have your heart into it and you feel like it is time for you to get away from it, you aren't being fair to them. So I haven't reached that point. I don't know that there's any other business that gives you that tremendous high that you get when you've just finished a Sunday afternoon and you've won a football game and you walk off of it, and that feeling that you get that what we've accomplished as a group. And then, so Sunday afternoons when you walk off and all that work has gone down the drain and you've lost, that it's got tremendous lows in it. But I just can't imagine not having those types of feelings and doing anything else. It's just something. I mean, coaching and dealing with young people, dealing with challenges, seeing somebody do something that you've helped them by teaching them something that you can no longer do yourself. You can't run, you can't make those hits, you can't take those tackles like you used to, but you can see someone do something that you helped them. It almost gives you the same satisfaction it did when you were playing.
Folks, that first half was not fun for Reeves and the Giants. Let's see how they respond to the challenge against Houston in the second half.
The Lexus Halftime Report has been brought to you by Lexus, maker of the faster and roomier 1995 LS 400. We'll be back with the second half kickoff after this from our ABC stations.